Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Leslie's and welcome to some more still Stardew Valley without a pickaxe. Yeah, well, most likely just going to do the same as the last time, like because I don't have the pickaxe or any means yet to get bumps to get stuff from the mines. I'll just be doing well normal Stardew Valley things. Hello, normal Stardew Valley things more or less, and then maybe ranting a little bit about like various things. But yeah, I guess like might be hopeful to actually check like what we were doing. Oh yeah, the spring bundles seem to be fine. Then fish tank is in progress, and I think I need to get the catfish during the spring. Like I guess that is one of the big things. I don't remember how I can even get that, but I can check the wiki during the game. But yeah, talking about the catfish, I guess I could go fish it right away. Like it would be like slightly annoying if I missed the fish and had to wait some extra time, but I'm pretty sure that the game will probably last until the spring of the second year, so it's not like it's a big deal really. Cave carrot, well, that's not going to happen, but oh well. Can't even get the cave carrot from the cart, and well, probably be like net loss if I got it from there. And yeah, the cart is only Friday and Sunday. So most likely, well, I think the quests expire in like 3 days or something, if I recall correct. Yeah, I guess oh, when I find time from the fishing, I'll open the wiki from the fish page and see what else I can fish. And then like scroll it every now and then. Let's see. Volley is also also rainy day. Yeah, catfish is actually right now, so that's good. I guess I'll fish those. I'll try at least. Catfish is tricky, but yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Haven't seen like any explosive monsters, but well, I can figure it out. I think it's pretty doable this way too. Oh well, or bait. If I get like a ton of money, then I guess I can upgrade the fishing rod. I have no idea though, like what explosive monsters exactly are. I'm not like that vested in the Stardew Valley things. I can't really think of anything though, but oh well. Oh, that's stone. That is rare stuff. Oh, this looks like a catfish. If I can get it, that would be lucky. Nice. Okay, then the Valley. That's 12 p.m. in the where does it even say? River. Okay, well that's river too, I guess. Oh, let's create the mirror, I guess. I guess I can probably go put the catfish to the bundle and do some stuff for 1 hour and then go fishing again. That will hopefully be like all the rainy day phases, which are the biggest pain normally. Oh, that's interesting. Napalm ring. Well, I'll see if I can figure out how to get it. Oh, there's a quality fish thingy too. Okay. There's only tiger trout in that one. But that will actually complete the night fish bundle. How is it exactly night if it's from noon until night? Oh well. Then like, oh, this will probably be when I just make the crab thingies. And sturgeon as well, just to paint the fish, but shouldn't be anything too difficult. I think I will kind of okay once I get the last night fish. I actually think I need to empty the stuff somewhere. I'll chat with Abigail. Alright, I haven't even given her anything. Not the best person for her, but oh well. I'll go empty the stuff and then go back to fishing. Let me actually Google the napalm ring just in case. Like, how can you get it? Like, that is a big question. Adventurers Guild. Purchase price 30k gold. That is probably kind of doable, but well, it will take some money anyway. But yeah, that is definitely also a useful strat. Like, you can't use it immediately get like lower to the mines because the first level doesn't have any enemies. You could use it on the farm to level up the mining skill. Like, set the enemies on fire next to stones if it works like that. That is definitely viable. Oh yeah, and there is the pickaxe. Oh yeah, because I last time like accidentally used the pickaxe once. Like I researched a little bit like how things exactly work. So basically, like outside of mines, you get one mining experience out of every stone, and inside the mines, you don't get experience from every stone, but the dark ones basically, and then you get a ton of experience from gems. I think a little experience from copper and silver and gold. So basically it means that I have one experience too much. So well, basically I guess like when I level up mining, I will like destroy one stone. Like, oh well, I guess basically I could just use one well, any kind of explosive charge in the overworld, and like on purpose not destroy anything to make it fair. But well, it's one experience, so it's most likely won't change anything, but I'll do it anyway, just to be fair. I think that this might actually go to the quality fish bundle. But yeah, like technically, if I leveled up at the exact right amount of experience, it would kind of mean that I would get it like one experience easier than normally if I hadn't like accidentally used the pickaxe when trying to discard it. Although it's not like this is like super serious business, just like some chill play, and then well, the challenge like kind of like to make this more interesting to me. I guess like if I go like super serious, like resetting the game at that point, because it was right in the beginning, would have been the play, but well, it's no big deal. Yeah, going to be this kind of chill play, more or less. Oh yeah, and well, I guess I could rant about random things while fishing here. So well, I'm pretty so like a lot of people are aware of the well nonsense that is going on Twitter. It's like the billionaire guy buying it and then like hiring the CEO and the board, and then well somehow thinking that people will pay like eight bucks for the blue verified thingy, and then now well at least like in the morning when I checked, like there were like talks about well him basically firing like half of the staff, and I'm pretty sure that it's most likely going to happen, or might even have happened, but I was sleeping like just before the stream, so I don't have the exact newest details about it. Oh, this is tricky. All looking good if it doesn't go too wild. No, please be kind. There we go. Oh, yeah, catfish, but oh well. But yeah, if the guy is really firing half of the stuff, that is, well, not good news for the stuff, but I guess pretty expected outcome. Supposedly he didn't fire the moderation stuff. Well, not as much as the rest of the stuff at least, because advertisers were already fleeing the platform. And I guess, well, I have seen users who have kind of been interested in fleeing too. But I don't think people will exactly delete their Twitter accounts or anything. Maybe just use it less. Or leave the accounts there in case things somehow get better. I kind of dubbed it it seems that this billionaire guy is if things are going wrong or not as planned, the solution to him is to throw more fuel into the fire instead of, well, come up with sensible solutions. Well. But yeah, I really have no idea what these kind of people are thinking. Maybe it's just that they are so out of contact of reality because they are rich that they have no idea what people actually want. Sure, if you're a billionaire, you think that okay, people will pay $20 for the verified thingy, and then if somebody famous says that, oh, I'm definitely not going to buy it, then you're okay, maybe $8 is good, but in reality, $8 is $8 per month is a lot of money, money for a lot of people. And if you think well, if you compare it to an MMO RPG subscription or a streaming website subscription, well, any kind of that kind of stuff, well, obviously the verified thing isn't a whole lot of value. And I'm not even sure how it's going to work. I'm still assuming that it will work like the person will still be verified somehow, and you just need to pay in addition to that. But if it's actually just that you can buy the verified thingy and you won't actually be verified, that is even worse. What would be the whole purpose of the thing then? Any scammer could buy it, and I guess $8 for scamming people isn't a whole lot of money for some prankster. This is a tricky fish again. Oh, still a catfish. Maybe I won't get the walleye even. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be here. But it not, I guess I'll get more fishing levels at least. But yeah, if like the moderation team isn't really fired, like does it mean like what is left then? Like is it the development team? So does that mean that well the guy is basically happy with oh wow, a diamond, that is pretty lucky. But is the guy then like happy with the way how Twitter works in like in terms of functionality? Like to me, like the basic functionality is actually like pretty awful. Oh, coal, that will save money. But yeah, like the Twitter functionality, like it is kind of so bad that you can't even use like the main Twitter app by itself. Like it is almost unusable. Like to me, like Twitter is that I will follow the people whose posts I want to see, and then like Twitter is like, alright, we'll show you like maybe like I don't know 20% of the posts by those people, and then some random stuff that you didn't subscribe to really. And like that is really weird. I wonder if there would be like some monsters that I could try to slay, but oh well. I guess it is kind of like a last resort. Like I don't really feel like grinding them because it takes chilling during the whole day. Fertilizer as well, not too useful, I guess. I guess this would be like the last gold star parsnips, so that is good. Yep. I guess I'll take that and give it to Abigail, and then we'll water the plants, I guess. Actually, like, does this basically mean that I already have 2 of the boiler room thingies? Oh, I guess it is quite a lot more, but at this rate it's not like out of the question that I will be able to at least complete this one without like ever even going to the mines. And this is also like something that you don't really need to do to go to the mines. This might be like trickier, but there is like a chance that I don't need to go to the mines at all. But I guess it boils down to luck, but I guess it is like one of the easier options if it actually happens. Yeah, let's water the plants. But yeah, like Twitter wasn't bad when I when I joined it in like I think it was 2017 or something like that. Like back then it did show you the things you subscribe to and nothing else really. And I guess, well, actually Facebook was also kind of the same, like there was none of the algorithm nonsense on either side. But then they went all wild with the algorithms and well, now you kind of don't get the experience you actually want. And like there's a whole lot of talk that, well, Facebook is in like real decline, at least stocks wise, even though they aren't like exactly doing like super dumb moves like Twitter. Oh yeah, I do have a co-host account now too, and actually I'm pretty pleased with it. Like the main problem is that it is, well, it takes time until you can like actually post things because there is this new user jail. I think it lasts like 3 or 4 days for me. It will eventually like will be over. And I'm actually pretty pleased with co-host. Like it does pretty much what like Twitter kind of did in the beginning, in terms of like where you only see those posts that are by people you actually follow and like nothing else. And then like also like I like the thing that you don't actually see how many times posts have been liked or retweeted, so well, I guess shared in co-host language. Although I'm not like actually sure if there's something weird language about that, but I guess shared is fair enough. But because you don't see those numbers and you also don't see like how many followers people have, it is way less stress and it doesn't feel so much like on Twitter and maybe Facebook that you're basically like a worthless human being if you don't like get a ton of likes or followers or stuff like that. Which is, well, honestly, like that makes Twitter like so frustrating. And on Twitter there is still like some chance that you will be noticed, at least by your followers, even if you don't have like a ton of followers. But on Facebook, like basically you have like zero chance to even be noticed by your followers unless you pay to boost the visibility of the posts. So it is basically like unusable for anybody who doesn't have money. Maybe like Twitter is going to the same direction, which would be pretty unfortunate, but wouldn't surprise me given what the guy is doing there. But yeah, co-host seems like really decent in comparison. Also like, well, I guess I'm using it in like a different way than Twitter. Like Twitter is even like really, I don't know, I guess like try hard is kind of a word. But yeah, like Twitter is kind of like you try to be like super super like business like and stuff like that. Although I don't know if I really am, but that is kind of the vibe I get from people, other people. Maybe not, I don't know, maybe like business like and then maybe snarky. Like I don't know, somehow the site just makes people like snarky or like frustrated or something. Now let me actually check the wish list again. Yeah, I guess it should be like rainy day when I need to get the walleye, but well, I guess I'll do something in the meantime. Mainly just chop trees. But like the way I use co-host is somehow like more chill. Like so far I have been mostly posting about hobbies, and on Twitter I do occasionally like post about the kind of hobbies that are related to what I'm supposed to do as a game developer, but not really like all the hobbies. Like I do play actually like a fair bit of well, Ultima Online. So well, an old MMORPG. I haven't mentioned it on Twitter because I don't know. Most of the things I do on Twitter like don't really get noticed anyway, so it's kind of like, well, why why would I post like something there to begin with? So then it's kind of like only posting the kind of things that you feel that have like decent chance to interest your followers, but you never really know what the algorithm will do. Oh, that was a stump. But yeah, I kind of, like that. I guess like all the analysts and experts and such are like the algorithm will be the future of like content, like online content and such, but I kind of disagree. At least the way, like the kind of algorithms we have right now, I don't think they are like really the future. Maybe you could have like some kind of systems that would actually like do what people want. Like maybe you could have like an algorithm that would learn that like, okay, you're not interested in like all the tweets by this person because this person keeps posting like, I don't know, every 20 minutes or so, something, and you don't have the time to read all those, but like the person does have like an occasional tweet that you're interested in, and then it would only show you those. But like Twitter can't do anything like that. Twitter is more like, well, it will basically show you the stuff that makes you like waste the most time. And like, I guess in terms of like, well, like how much time people spend on the site will probably increase if they have this, like if like 10% of the stuff they see is useful or interesting, and 90% is something they have to scroll past. So like in theory they will spend more time on the site, but in practice they will be frustrated and in the end quit using the site. I think that is kind of at least what is happening with Facebook. Or it could also be that young people just aren't into it, but at least it's what has been happening in my case. Oh, I can't even get those because stones are blocking them. I think Twitter used to have like a button to make it chronological, but I have trouble finding it anymore. And well, in the end it's easier to use TweetDeck anyway. Like it doesn't bother you with the ads or anything either. I don't even remember how ads exactly look like on Twitter. But I guess like the guy most likely firing the development team, like that means that he's happy with the way how Twitter works at the moment. Which is well basically like write only. You can't really read what others tweet. But I guess it's fair enough for the guy because from what I remember, he doesn't follow anybody anyway. Just writes and enjoys the notifications, I guess. Although that kind of usage obviously isn't going to work for the casual user because they won't get that much notification. I guess I could have gone fishing, but oh well. Yeah, well, I don't know though. Like the problem is that can he actually like well make things better? Like most likely the like decisions like how the algorithm work, like that is like something that the well leadership decides, and then the developers will make it work that way. Will the guy like maybe he can fire the AI team and stuff, fire like some people from it, but I don't think that will improve things. Like I'm sure the guy's vision of Twitter is something like, well, just so my tweets to everybody and who cares about the rest, more or less something like that. I guess it would be predictable, but not in a good way. But yeah, I have been kind of thinking of like like what would be the worst way to ruin Twitter, but it's not like too funny even when things have gotten to this point. Like you think like, alright, this is the wackiest idea I have came up, and then you're like, oh wait, actually the guy might actually do that. Like it is so bad that he might just do it. Like I was thinking something like make everybody, well, like basically make tweeting cost money. Like you can read, but you can't produce anything unless you pay money. And I kind of see like how that could actually just happen. Like the blue badge thingy not really working, and the guy goes like, okay, I got to make money somehow, even though I have like enough money to run the site at the current last for like 200 years or something, but I still need to make more money. I think I'll take this to the bundle. I think I'll probably need one of those. Oh, it's also the card day, so let's see what's up there. Although I don't have a ton of money. I guess I could sell something at the store if there is something good in the cart and I absolutely need it. Something like iridium ingots or something. Oh yeah, that's the KO carrot, but yeah, that would be a hefty loss. Or Christmas tree, but doesn't really advance the run. Iron ore, you can get it cheaper from Clint, so nothing useful, I guess. But yeah, I'm pretty much expecting like Twitter will only get like worse and worse, because for obviously like all the drastic moves will backfire, because people tend to really love stability and hate like changes that are, well, more or less like leap into the dark. So like, well, pretty much like that is what the guy does. So like every movie is like the most random thing basically, like way too aggressive for everybody's comfort. So well, obviously like, well, it will keep getting worse most likely, because all the moves will backfire, and then the guy will be like, okay, that didn't work, I need to make it even more drastic. Clint would want a copper rose, well, that's not going to happen either. Oh, this event. But yeah, the biggest challenge of the game is playing to the route. It is like this guy is so obnoxious that it is really difficult. Way harder than no pickaxe challenge. Yep, definitely not like a pleasant kind of guy. Well, I guess it is like in the similar vein with the new video leader guy. Probably the same kind of thing you expect, like, though he'll never give anybody a discount, I guess. Well, let's see what's the situation. Well, not too great, I guess. Well, it's not like it's not like I need to dance with everybody or anybody during the spring dance thing. Like Abigail is pretty much impossible to get as your dance partner because you can't go to the mines, and that is pretty much like one of the easier way because she likes this one, Amethyst. So if you consistently give her that, you can probably do it, but otherwise not. Oh yeah, this one too. Let's see. Yep. Oh, that's actually kind of a pain. Like I would need to catch it. What is even my fishing skill? Not bad actually. Like I might reach level 5 at this rate. Actually like... Oh yeah, the cauliflower, I guess I could get that. I guess like one problem with the... Like also the napalm ring thing is like... What is the requirement to get to the Adventurers Guild? Like I think it is. Like well, the quest after the trigger is to slay slimes, which you kind of can do in the wilderness farm. And I think the trigger is, I don't know. I kind of got the feeling that it's somehow related to the mines. Like if it's related to the mines, then like, sure, if you get the money, you could buy it, but if you can't get to the guild because it's related to the mines, you need to go like a little bit deeper into the mines at least, then it's not viable exactly. But I guess if you can somehow like get a little deeper into the mines, then it would be viable at least. But I kind of got the feeling that like at least in terms of like how much money you're using, like the method of making the face puns might be like pretty viable in the long run. Also, like napalm ring sounds like a tricky thing to use. We should have emptied stuff to the chest. Oh well, that's dumped zone. Oh, I guess I could have put those to the bundle too, but oh well. And I guess I should probably sell the extra stuff to get money. Yep, let's sell these. Like somehow I have this habit of hoarding like all the stuff, putting them into the chest even though I should just sell them. Oh yeah, the cauliflower too. The sap is kind of getting there. Still will take some time, but oh well. It might be too late for the cauliflower. Like he said, wait until tomorrow. Let's just go chop some trees to get the sap finished. Although it's only halfway, but oh well. But yeah, another thing kind of related to the billionaire guy on Twitter is like, well, the obsession by these kind of people with the so-called infinite freedom of speech. And like, I'm not like exactly sure what is the definition on say US or something of free speech, but here in Finland, like the definition by law is more or less like the government isn't like allowed to censor you in like the way that if you want to say so, you're allowed to say it, but it doesn't mean that there wouldn't be like consequences. Like if like what you say is criminal, then well, there will be consequences. Like the free speech thing is just that, well, nobody is stopping you from being dumb and like going to the court because you say something that will hurt other people. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of other countries are also like have the same definition of free speech. So well, in the end, like no matter like what like Twitter thinks in the future, like somebody will get in trouble for this misguided so-called infinite freedom of speech concept. Like either it is the poster, like the poster will be taken to the court in one country or the other, or like in the worst case, like well, Twitter will be taken to the court for like actively enabling like harmful speech. And well, I guess the billionaire guy has like so much money that he probably doesn't mind the court cases too much. Even though he kind of seems obsessed about making money anyway, but still. But yeah, who knows exactly. Let me open my notes again. Here we go. Like I have my talking notes on my tablet now because it is pretty handy. Like the last time I played, I realized that this game really demands like quite a bit of talking points because there isn't that much to talk about the game itself. Oh, what is that? Stone all. It's not clear where that this came from, but it looks very fine. Never seen this before. Really weird. Maybe it's related to like some kind of sound occurring during one of the nights. I don't even remember which one, but yeah, it's weird. Sure. I guess I'll put it there or something. But let's take the cauliflower, I guess. But yeah, I'm not saying like I'm against free speech. On the contrary, like people can gold for one lot pass. Not really useful at all. But like there is like these people who say that like speed should be like completely unlimited tend to be like in the position that they have so much money and power and they are so arrogant that no matter what other people say, it won't really affect them. But for a lot of normal people, like there are definitely things that will be harmful, like well, racism and all the other kinds of hate against minorities. Like for the members of the majority, like obviously it doesn't really do much for them if you like badmouth them or try to say that there is something wrong about them, because well they are the majority and they, if nothing, like in the end by a sheer number of votes, they would be able to well defeat you one way or the other, I guess, if it got to that. But for minorities, like there is nothing like that, and you can't like even badmouth the majority back because they obviously know that what you're saying is going to do like nothing to them. Like say if like some gay would go like you know the straight people are all evil, but they would be like, oh, this is the funniest thing I have ever heard, like what a clown. But the other way, like you can't really do that. Like if some straight people goes like gay people are all evil, like what can you do then? Like there will be so many people who will most likely agree that they will far outnumber you. But I guess like this unlimited freedom of speech, people don't really get it. And I kind of got the feeling that, well, maybe they don't get that much to begin with. Like for example, the Twitter billionaire was basically boohoo, the activists are like talking to the companies that are posting ads on Twitter, and that's why like the companies are stopping posting the ads, and the guys like boohoo, this is like harmful to freedom of speech, because I don't understand the logic. Like you're like people should be able to say whatever, and then you're like people aren't like allowed to like talk to the advertisers and say that okay, like things aren't great, so you shouldn't like post ads here. But that sounds like freedom of speech to me, not in like the unlimited scale. So I guess the guy is more or less just hypocrite in the end. Ah, no, I wanted to give it to her. Oh well, let's get another one. I got the feeling that will be at least a good clip for YouTube. Oh well, it wasn't even on purpose. Well, hopefully I don't eat it twice more, because then I will be in trouble. Well, it's not like I really need to complete it, but it would be nice. Money never hurts. Okay, now there we go. Well, I guess that's what you get for not paying attention. But I guess that is like eternal problem with streaming. Like you need to pay attention to so many things, and you need to be like super hype all the time. Although I'm not really, I guess, but well, at least talking is good. And then back to farming sap, I guess. But yeah, I guess like like in the end, the infinite freedom of speech thing is just like, well, basically these people saying that I should be able, like, allowed to say like anything without consequences, but well, it's just I and people who agree with me. Like if anybody else says something, then they should get in trouble, or they shouldn't be allowed to say it to begin with. Something like that, I guess. Oh yeah, and like, well, I guess like the right-wing people, like nothing will convince them that like saying bad things can like lead to like really huge tragedies, like, well, you know, like the Second World War and the Holocaust and stuff like that. So yeah, like there definitely needs to be like consequences, and people should also like hold people in power like in check if they say something nasty. Like they should definitely have like consequences, like whether it be like, well, I guess not voting them in the next election is the easiest one. At least like if your country is still like in the democratic track enough that like elections are fair and stuff like that. Oh, I guess I'll just sleep. But yeah, I guess like these days, I think I probably want this one because the well, resources might be a problem because they take stuff from the mines. And I don't really think like money is that big of an issue. I can make money with farming. Yeah, what I was even saying. Oh wow, I guess it's not like a big deal really. Oh yeah, I guess like another talking point that is, well, maybe not like that depressing, hopefully, is like, well, I was thinking, or well, have been thinking for a little while that, you know, like Stardew Valley is like pretty much the indie developers like dream come true. Like if you're the developer and you make something like this, and people are like this game is awesome, and you will get like validation and feel that things you do matter, and feel that you're able to bring happiness to people's lives, stuff like that. And like then you also earn a lot of money. So even like if you like indie developers in general, I guess, don't really care that much about money. At least I don't. Like, it's more like, well, just having enough money to survive and keep making games. Like, that is more or less the indie developer dream. And if you like somehow make a lot of money, like 1 million is probably like enough for the usual indie developer to live pretty much like forever. Because, well, the typical indie developer is like, well, unless like you strike gold, so to speak, and make like a hit game like Stardew Valley, like you will most likely struggle more or less with the finances. So then, like, if you somehow make a game that is like a big hit, then you basically like have like financial security for the rest of your life, and you can just make the wildest kind of games and not really care like like whether they will make you money. You could even just make your future games like completely free, because what does it matter at that point if you have like $1 million? Well, that's not going to happen either, but oh well. I guess I could like grind the slimes at the farm, but oh well. I'd really prefer not to grind the slimes because it is pretty boring. But yeah, well, that is more or less like the indie developer dream. And like, what is like really deceptive about Stardew Valley to like your average indie developer is that like you look at it and you go like well, nothing about this game is like super difficult to make. Like, could you draw like a boss like this? Sure, it isn't like that hard. Even if you don't like know that much about art, you can, well, basically just study it enough to get there. And then like, well, in the end, I guess you need to be kind of like so seasoned at least, like know the basics. But like, basically like anybody who knows like how to develop games so well will be like, nothing about this game is super hard to make. Like coding something that will randomly place like trees and stuff on the farm, not difficult. And then like, well, coding movement for the player, and then like making some like completely defined routes for the NPCs isn't like any difficult if you know how to code, and so on and so forth. Maybe like the music will be intimidating if you have never composed music, but if you have composed a little bit and you're willing to learn, then like that is also doable. So like Like you easily go like, okay, nothing about this game is difficult to make, so maybe I could make something like this and hope that I will strike gold too. I think I didn't check the card yet today. But like the deceptive part about this game is that there is just so much stuff. Like even if like each of the individual features are easy to make, the whole game is like incredibly difficult to make. Because it just takes so much time, and then there are like all the balancing things that stem from the this one. A small duck feather might actually be useful, but well, I don't really know. I need to think about this. I think, is there even like an animal bundle in the remix thing? What is this? Oh, this is a new one. Well, fish tank obviously won't need them. I don't think I really need the duck feather. One hops, no, but that is also waste of time in the end. I don't think I need the duck feather, because in the end, like, most likely I will get to the point where I can reliably get stone, and at that point I can just make the coop. And the coop is also like the easier thing to maintain. I don't mind the coop, like if I could somehow get away with nothing having the cows, like that would be slightly easier. But I don't think like that will be the problem of this run. Oh, this is good. Now like the coal won't be the problem at all. Yay, strawberries. But yeah, like these kind of games are tricky to at least the newer developers. Like at some point you most likely realize that, even though like, well, everything is easy in principle. If there is too much of it, it's not easy anymore. Especially like if it's game mechanics and they need balancing. So you can easily go like, if you're not careful, like, oh, I can do like this kind of game that has a ton of mechanics. Especially like if you like coding, because mechanics tend to be fun to code. So you go like, I will make this like the same kind of farming simulator. Like surely it's not going to take too long, because everything is easy, right? And then you realize like it will take like 5 years or something. Yeah, like this kind of indie game is is like, well, it is really tempting because it gives you like so much freedom, or gives the player so much freedom. And it's also tempting because it gives like even the developer could enjoy playing like their own game if it's something like this. While like more narrative focused games are like much trickier. So this kind of game is like really tempting in many ways, and it's also like tempting because these days, like unfortunately, small games are really hard to sell. And where you obviously go like, I will make something big then because that is easier. Well, easier to sell, and it sounds like it would be easy to make, but it's not. So it's pretty tricky, like what kind of game can you make then? Like small games won't really sell, and then for this kind of games are like way too risky to make, at least as your first game. Like sure, Stardew Valley was a success, but there are probably like dozens of same kind of games that just failed pretty much, because that's how it kind of works. Like the indie games market is pretty much like there will be a few that succeed, and then like everybody else will fail in some fashion. And then it boils down to like, I guess like most of the developers who expect that the first game will succeed will probably just go like immediately out of business, which is really unfortunate because, well, it would be really nice to have like new kind of ideas and the excited new developers trying out things. But sadly, you get like so seldom rewarded that you kind of need like a backup plan, or like multiple backup plans to actually like sustain as an indie developer. And like that is basically why I'm trying to do like so many things, like making games and then streaming and doing side jobs and trying to be active on social media for a change. Because like, yeah, it's just like, if your first game doesn't sell, and if your second game doesn't sell, and if your third game doesn't sell, because the odds are kind of that is the case, then like you will be like totally broke at that point if you don't have like any kind of backup plan. That's why I'm kind of trying to do the other things, like, well, side jobs are nice because they are so reliable compared to making games and hoping that the game sells, but the chances are so small that it's tricky. While the side jobs are more like if you just manage to find them, then like you're guaranteed the money more or less, unless you like spectacularly failed the deal, more or less. Soya cola. And Eolino out of all people. I guess I could. Well, I guess Abigail doesn't really like any of these, but oh well. She might actually like the dandelion. Yep. Lady of nature after all. I wouldn't really mind the dandelion either. It's kind of like a funny gesture of affection, but I don't really mind like funny women. Oh, the tablet turned off again. Let me turn it on. There we go. But yeah, like the trouble of indie life is that like if you need to do so many things, you get like overwhelmed and stressed really easily. Like this week, like it has kind of been hitting me hard because of starting side jobs again. Like that is always like something that gives me trouble. Like suddenly realizing that okay, I'm basically doing like a second or third job now. Like depending on whether streaming counts as one. I guess like a lot of like full-time streamers would be like streaming once per week is like pretty weak, but I guess it is the same thing for streaming. Like sure you could all in, but there is no guarantee there either that you will succeed. Oh, preserve a jar, that wouldn't be bad, would be extra money. Oh yeah, the strawberries are really nice money. Oh, let's check the kiwi. Nope, nothing interesting there. Oh yeah, tomorrow is the flower dance, but we're nothing to see there. Well, and like in terms of like what games you kind of games you should make, like I guess like ideally you should make something that is like really like limited in terms of like well the number of features, but the features and like the way how the game uses content is like really creative in the way that you can like infinitely replay the game. Like I guess that is more or less the formula. Like you make something that is easy to develop and so catchy that people will keep playing it and like ideal maybe something that has like some kind of like social aspect, like for example something that, well, for example like in Stardew Valley, like you could make like your own farm and then like take a screenshot of the whole farm and share it, like something like that would help like organically spread the word about the game. But well, it's not easy. And then like also that kind of games aren't like everybody's thing, and that's kind of probably why I like visual novels are so like prevalent in this scene. Like people who want to make something with the narrative, like it is like a viable kind of game for them. And like this kind of game that has a lot of game mechanics is, oh, it just isn't what they really want, I guess. Like not enough narrative. And then you're like, if you're like me, like you want narrative and you want gameplay, well, I guess it would be the easiest to not be like me. Like stick to your guns and make one or the other. It will take less time to like mixing narrative with the gameplay is like the thing that I have found myself struggling with the most. It is like really difficult in terms of pacing in particular, and then like finding some kind of synergy between the gameplay and the narrative. Well, I guess like in the end, like the best tip I think I can give is, well, try to somehow prepare to do like development in the long run. Like even if your games fail, like have some kind of way to continue, because in the end, like getting visibility is just so difficult that you will need to be there for a long time and like slowly accumulate the visibility. And if you can somehow continue doing it, even though it doesn't make you money for a long time, in the end it will hopefully do it. But yeah, it is not like, if you compare it to like flipping hamburgers and getting paid, like it is kind of depressing in some way. Like flipping burgers might not make you a lot of money, but of course depends on like where you live. Like in some countries it probably doesn't even make you enough to live, but it is still more reliable than making indie games. Yep. No, I guess I'll go to the flower dance. when like talking about, well, I guess ideal India life kind of. Like it is sometimes fun to think like what would be the perfect kind of life to you? Like what would you do if you, or like how would life be, and what would you do if it were somehow like perfect all of a sudden? Like if you needed money you would have it and stuff like that. Which I guess, well, having money is probably where it boils down to non-rich people. Like it is unfortunate, but well, it just takes money to do nice things in our world. Just making indie games, like in the end it costs money. Even if you do it solo, like you might be like, well, I don't need to pay anybody because I do everything myself. So does it really cost money to make indie games? But well, it does. Like especially if you try to do it full time, you will realize that, well, life is really expensive. Like no matter how you try to do it. So in the end, it, like at least in that case, it boils down to having money, whether you like it or not. I don't really like it, but can't change the rules of the world really. But yeah, like what would be like my ideal kind of indie developer life if I guess had the money to live it. I guess like to me, well, I guess like the obvious change would be that I wouldn't like bother with these side jobs, and I wouldn't really even be concerned about making money if I already had it enough. Like I could just make my games free or something, but it's not really money that I'm after. Like it is more like spreading the gay agenda, and like the occasional like message from people that they enjoy the games. When I guess like in that vein, like like another difficult thing about being indie these days is that a lot of times people don't really contact you or like say anything about anything you do. Like people don't don't like your tweets easily, and especially like people don't comment easily, at least like in my experience, but it might just be that I'm too too small of a developer. But it is kind of difficult to be motivated. Like if I didn't have like any patrons, it would be like really rough times, because, well, nobody would be interacting with me. Like I would make a game and then, well, if it's free and I'm lucky, then like maybe a couple of hundred people will download it, but none of them will like rate it, and none of them will like comment on it, unless there is something like wrong with it, like if it's bugged or doesn't run or something like that, then well, they will comment then, probably. But you don't really like get like validation in terms of like whether like the things you do are like useful to people or make people happy or stuff like that. Oh yeah, I forgot to read the comments, so give me a second to catch up. Yeah, I guess like yeah, at least like in terms like what kind of games you make, yeah, it's the best to not compete with the AAA, ideally not compete with other indies either, like make something that is different enough that it will stand out. It will make life easier, at least in terms of marketing the game. Oh yeah, marketing is also like a pretty big pain. It's not like I really mind being on social media or such and talking about my games, but it is kind of like, I don't know, somehow the atmosphere doesn't feel so great, at least on Twitter. And maybe it's kind of related to the thing that people don't really interact with you these days. That like the marketing also feels kind of futile. Like you will do it and you will like maybe you will tweet about your game and you will try to make like some kind of really fancy animation about the game mechanics, for example, and you're like, I put a lot of effort in this and it looks pretty good to me, and then you tweet it and then like nobody will interact with it at all. Like maybe somebody will watch it but nobody will like it and nobody will leave a comment. So then that kind of makes you quickly feel like, after it has happened a couple of times, like, is this actually useful? Like, am I just wasting my time because nobody actually seems to care? But I don't like blame like people on Twitter or anything, because Twitter kind of just has like that kind of culture, like the likes and retweets and comments are all like public information. So you're like, and like these days you can be held like accountable for like even the smallest thing. So you're easily like taking like a second or third thought, like, can I like this or can I post this comment without like getting into trouble. I guess like especially like in the case of my games, like VR games, there's also like the aspect that maybe a lot of people just aren't like comfortable about talking about it on Twitter. Like maybe maybe like their parents just don't know yet that they are queer, or they have this like nasty uncle or something on Twitter who somehow follows them, and they're like the uncle will be really nasty if he sees this, that I like this or commented here or something like that. Or something like that. Like there are so many reasons, and then I don't know, somehow like liking tweets feels like it has like a lot of weight. Like if you like somebody, you're more or less like, okay, this is exactly how I feel, and I like wholeheartedly like agree with this. And if it's not like 100% agree, then it's like, can I actually like this tweet? Like it's not exactly like 100% my thing, so will people misunderstand me if I do it? So like that is also kind of like the downside of what Twitter does, and the Twitter number games with likes and retweets and all that stuff. Like if you like stumble upon a tweet, and even like if it's something that you really like, but if you're the first one to like it, or the first one to retweet it, and especially the first one to comment, like you will go like, okay, maybe like, do I really want to interact with this tweet? Like, is it weird if I do it because nobody else is doing it either? Like something like that. And I don't blame people for doing it, because I do get that kind of feeling myself. Like on co-host, I have been trying to be more liberal with the like button, because in the end only me and the creator know about it. So I'm like, if there is something about the post that caught my attention, then I will like it on co-host, but on Twitter it's really different. And it's kind of unfortunate, but I don't know if there is any way to change that. Apart from like, I guess, the billionaire ruining Twitter and people going to all different places instead. And maybe like Twitter will become like some kind of bastion of rich far right guys, more or less, and then like everyone else will flee somewhere else, and then it will be like more pleasant in the other places. And Twitter will be like, well, people will keep their account there in case the guy gets bored and sells the site, and then it gets decent again. But not holding my breath on that for sure. I'm kind of expecting that it will be most likely slow decline. Could be like fast decline too, depending on what the guy does, but most likely slow. I guess I could have done fishing today, but oh well. But yeah, it's not like I exactly hate social media, but I wish I could somehow do it like in a more relaxed fashion. Like maybe my ideal kind of indie developer life would be like develop the game like 4 days per week, and then like spend one day like doing the social media stuff and streaming, and then like one day like in the real world, like giving flowers to my fellow vampire lady and stuff like that, and then like one day like half chilling and then half like interacting with patrons, like something like that. And like the most importantly, like no worries about money, like ideally even like not needing to make any money out of games, like just make games and could as well make them free or even make them open source if I knew that I would survive that way, and like make the kind of games that I want to make and not really think about like will this sell and stuff like that. Just like think like will queer people like this kind of game? Like will there be like some people who enjoy it, and if so, and if I like making it, then that would be good enough. Something like that. Like that is more or less, I guess, how it would be. But well, I kind of doubt it will happen in years, if ever. Like in the end, maybe the kind of games I make aren't exactly the type of games that actually have like like maybe even like any chance to become the same kind of hit as Stardew Valley. I've been trying to make like games that have more game mechanics, but I don't think I can like viably do something that is this complex. And well, I do kind of have like ideas how to maybe continue like after the game I'm working on right now that isn't really public information yet, but hopefully at some point. And well, that game will have some game mechanics and some narrative. But well, I'm kind of pleased with the direction. I think there is potential, but well, in the end, it is a pure game. So like, I guess like VR games kind of struggle extra much with the way how social media works these days. Like if it's not like 100% your thing, then people won't really interact with it and won't really mention it to their friends and stuff like that. And the part about people like talking about the games and recommending them to their friends is like, it is like really big for indie games because very few indie developers have like any kind of marketing budget. Like I consider myself lucky if I can just pay the bills and the food. So where would I get like money to market the game? I had to do like, well, maybe like most of my week would have to be side jobs then, but then how would I make the games? Like if it takes like, I don't know, like 10 years to make a game, like it is just way too long. And at that point it's kind of like well, maybe it's better to not even try make money out of your games if it takes that long to make like a big game, a game that is big enough for it to realistically sell. Like if it's like that, then it would probably be easier to just make small games and then make them cheap or even free, and then make your living out of some reliable, well, so-called real job, even though I think being an indie developer is a real job too. Like in terms of like how many hours you work and how much effort you put into it, it is definitely a real job. But well, doesn't pay the same way like 9 to 5 kind of day job would pay. Nowhere near it. Like basically if I worked like 1 month like an average IT job, I would almost make as much money as I make in a year the way I have been working this, well, been earning money this year from games and side jobs. So not a whole lot. But that isn't too viable either, because you can't really like get a job and then quit it. Like nobody wants to hire if you're like that. Like I'll work like 1 month and then I'll be gone for the rest of the year. Yeah, exactly. It takes a lot of time to grow, but if you give it like enough time, then you will hopefully get to the point that you will be able to make at least some money out of the games. But yeah, got to have like some kind of transition plan for that. Like grow the indie game business and get money from somewhere else, and then slowly transition into a full-time indie developer when you're making like enough money. And maybe like branch out. Probably tiller, because the animals are kind of a pain to get because of stone. But yeah, like also maybe branch out and maybe like do something like Patreon and stuff like that. Maybe streaming or other kind of more community kind of things that will hopefully make your following grow a little faster. But in the end, I guess there isn't really like there isn't so much. There is only so much you can do to make the growth faster. Like in the end, you just need to be patient and consistent. I guess I could try to do the fishing thing again. I'll take some flowers and give them to people, because why not? Yep, I guess I'll call it a day when the season changes. So this is the next day, I guess. It has been like decent so far. I think I have been talking like pretty like decently this time, because I came up with enough talking points, and well, because the Twitter nonsense is like almost like an endless supply of things to rant about, it seems. Kind of sad, but well, that's kind of how it is. I don't actually mind if all the guys will hate me for doing the dumpster dive. Doesn't matter as long as the women like me. Maybe not like the best way of thinking, but honestly it kind of is like that in real life too. Although well, I don't really care that much if like random women like me either. And I do have male friends too, and they are important to me. But if some random guy comes to me, like when I'm just casually strolling down the streets, like I don't really care what they think about me. Like I can be pretty dismissive, because well, lesbian things, like well, most likely like guys who will talk to you are more or are well, trying to find some kind of romance or something, or was too greedy with the treasure. Or well, lesbian things is that is no benefit to you. You kind of like know know the vibe when like somebody comes talk to you all of the sudden, or not. At least like I'm not dumpster diving into real life, although I have kind of considered it, because well, when you have so little money, it would be really tempting to find like something like a ton of bread or something from a dumpster and put it all into the freezer. Would save like so much money, but you can't really dumpster dive anymore because the dumpsters are locked down, or so I hear. So haven't more than entertained it as an idea, more or less. Or this event. Oh yeah, also I have kind of like, well, at one point, like, my fellow vampire lady was like, wow, since you're so poor, like, why don't you like go line up for like, you know, there are these like mostly churches and such that will like has out some like free food, mostly stuff that is expiring and stuff like that. And she was like, why don't you line up for those? Like, they would help, wouldn't they? And like, well, I did consider it, but well, there are issues. Like, the one issue is that it is mostly churches that do it, and well, the affair with churches here in Finland is that they kind of openly hate gay people and such. So then it's like, yeah, they don't really welcome it. So do I want like food from like a nasty organization like that, more or less? Like, that's how my thinking goes. And then another problem is that I looked on the map, like where the points are where you can get the free food thing is, and sadly they are like pretty far away from my apartment, and like bus is a little bit too expensive compared to the benefit, and it would take too long to walk there. I guess like if you knew like what you would get out of it, like maybe the bus ticket might be worth it. But then like the last issue is that, well, I am vegan, and there is like no guarantee that like anything in the free food pack thingy is vegan. So I might like go there and pay the bus ticket and realize that, oh great, I got nothing useful at all. I guess like, well, I guess like you could like go like, well, is it really like worth it to be vegan when it's like that dire sometimes? And well, being vegan is like sadly more expensive than eating meat somehow, even though like producing meat technically be way more expensive than producing like planting is. But I don't know, maybe like the meat and dairy production in Finland is just like subsidized or whatever, like so much that it ends up being cheaper somehow. But I don't know. I guess I'm the kind of person that who would like rather suffer than like betray one's principles. Well, I guess it's not like a bad rate. Oh well. I hope if I just manage to find like more side jobs, then like the financial situation won't be that bad. And like there have been like a little bit of talks with like different side job opportunities, so hopefully it will be fine. And so don't worry about me, even though I do complain a little bit too much about finances. It is just kind of so prevalent in my life that it is hard to ignore. Oh, this is tricky fish again. This big gentle. Sweet. Fossil. Coal is nice. But yeah, I kind of wish that, well, another kind of randy subject, I guess, but I wish the church had like less influence over here. Like the way I see it, like graveyards and stuff like that, like should by default be like by default belong to no religion, because there are like other religions than the main religion, and like if like pretty much all the graveyards are owned by the prevalent religion, it's like kind of like where will the minorities be buried then? Like the main religion is like, well, we'll bury them but they will go to hell more or less. And also it's kind of like a murky subject as an atheist. Like you don't believe in their things, and well, it is extra murky if you're gay, because then you're like okay, I'm kind of supporting the organization even though they hate me, even though it is kind of supporting it when you're dead. I don't know how much it matters to you at that point. Probably like not at all, but might still affect your close ones, like a partner or queer friends or stuff like that. So it would be nice if by default like well, graveyards belong to the state, I guess, or the country or whatever, and then like maybe you could just like mark the grave space based on your fate of choice or no fate at all, if that is what you prefer. It would be like more equality. And more choice. So tricky fish. There we go. More catfish. I wonder if I'm just fishing in the wrong place. Because I'm not getting the walleye at all, but oh well. Well, like I kind of wish that like religion wasn't so prevalent in politics. Like in theory it shouldn't be. Here in Finland, like there is kind of like, well, the religion and the politics is supposed to be separated, but in like practice it isn't really. Like there are like people in the parliament that are like pretty much like 100% like act based on their religion. And then like there is like one party that is luckily small that is like 100% about religion. And well, then there is the far right party that is also pretty much about religion. Like recently Finland like made like abortion more accessible to people. Like the original law was like from forever ago, but they changed it, and obviously the Christian party would be like, nope, we don't support this thing at all. But also like the far right party that has been like mostly profiled like as well, more or less a racist party, I guess, to put it bluntly. Like they also like almost 100% like voted against making abortion like easier. Well, I guess so much about them being like progressive or anything. I guess I'll discard this one. The geode might be handy. Like there could be like, if I'm lucky, like some gems or something. Would be funny though if I complete this run by just fishing the treasure chests. Who knows? If I get like super lucky with this and the card, it might actually happen. Oh, copper. What do I discard? I guess the bait. Copper is nice. Wonder how much copper you need to get the furnace crafting recipe from Clint. Because if I do get it, then well, I guess like I only need money to fill the ingots bundle. Like pretty much that. I guess I can sell all of this. I'm making like decent amounts of money because I can't really use it for much. Okay, last day and then Then it's enough for today. Well, more like tonight, I guess. Oh, that's a ton of money too. I guess the strawberries were like really good investment. It has been more like 10k from strawberries. Oh, I see the catfish is actually really good for money. So even though I didn't get the walleye, I did get a lot of money because of the catfish. Yep, that is money. Oh, I see. This is really lucky. Because I do get the furnace because I fished the copper ore. Although I don't know if it's then enough to just buy it from him. But I guess this works. This is really good news. This is actually progress. It's like pretty good note for the last day. Although then, well, crafting it is a little tricky. Oh, it needs stone too, so that is kind of a problem. So well, I will be able to craft it when I have stuff. And I think I can get it from the bundles too. So well, like this would basically be like a cherry bomb, but the problem is that well, I have no skill, so I can't craft cherry bombs. But that is like one plan at least. And like if I keep making this much money, I guess it is viable enough. I guess I'll put all the important stuff there. Oh yeah, the sap is almost done too. Should be enough to just cut down 1 or 2 trees and that's it. Let's do that. Yeah, it is some progress, but well, will most likely take quite a bit of time. And well, in any case, it will take 1 year because you need the stuff from the winter forage bundle and stuff like that. But still something. Oh yeah, by the way, like, if there are any topics you would like me to talk about, because I kind of struggle with coming up with them like, let me know in the comments or on Discord or well, I guess Twitter or whatever suits you the best. But let me know because I'm kind of struggling with coming up with enough topics. Like small talk isn't exactly my strongest point, to be honest. After all, like I'm like such a hopeless introvert that I have kind of failed to learn the small talk skills. Although I guess like at least a good thing about streaming is that it isn't like really like interaction with people in the same way. Like it is interaction, but what I struggle the most with in real life is well finding time to speak. Like other people will come up with like topics and stuff like multiple times faster than me, and I can't like ever keep up. I will try to come up with something, but I never get like a turn to speak. And if I come up with something, it is already too late, so I need to come up with something else. And if I come up with or get the turn to speak, I probably won't have like anything to say yet. So it is like, I guess it is funny in a way. Like I have kind of learned to live with it. What might sound like weird for somebody who is like more like socially inclined and skilled. Yeah, I guess like visual novels and narrative focused games are easier in that way. Yeah, I do have the charcoal kiln at least. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is the vault bundle. Like the vault bundle is the. Oh, actually, it's a bulletin board. Oh, that's the same. Vault bundle would be like the main dish of this run, more or less. This is just, well, kind of a pain, I guess. I think you can just buy this from the store. Ice cream, no idea. I think I might have like dumpstered out the cookie. I might have neglected the salmon very sadly. And well, this is the problem child of the bundles, more or less. Because the truffle, I don't remember if I made a poppy, but it's not difficult. But yeah, the bulletin board and to an extent the fisting it are just like, they are like a bit of a nuisance even in a regular playthrough. Like fishing is fun for a while, but having to like do it at a specific time to get the right kind of fish is a bit annoying. Let's see what we get. Oh wow, nothing too great. Oh well, let's put it here then, and the other things too. Oh well, something like that. I think like some of the rewards might be useful, but oh wow, not useful because it's way too late. Well, might come handy like next year, but oh well. Well, the charcoal kiln is also kind of useful for this run because you can get coal without going to the mines. Also, it's just normally useful in a normal run, so that is fine. Oh, I see. There would have been a village. Copper bar. No way, not going to happen. This is kind of like, oh, I know you're doing this challenge, but you know, just being annoying. But yeah, I guess that is it for the most part. Like nothing much I can really do because the crops will wither anyway, so no need to water them. I think most likely strawberries will vanish. Or actually, yeah, harvesting those is a good idea. I didn't even realize that they were ready because I have never really bothered with rice. And milled rice. Oh yeah, you need the mill to even use this. Oh well. Yeah, I guess that is it for today. Thank you for sticking by despite the weird streaming time, but well, I just woke up like just before the stream even then. Such vampire things. I will try to stream at a better time next week, but thank you for bearing with me. And we'll see you next week, I guess. Thank you for being there for me.